We will introduce you to the Enactus UNIMI project Regeneration, which seeks to integrate prisoners and former prisoners through the green job market. Repeat offenders represent one of the major challenges for the Italian societies, leading to the emergence of overcrowding within prisons and to a more unequal and unjust society.
As the lack of job opportunities with external entities before and after the release represents one of the major causes of the problem, we strongly believe that people cannot obtain dignity without decent jobs or livelihoods, and we see decent work as the only way to prevent repeat offenses.
The outbreak of the new coronavirus pandemic has not only taken small freedoms away from many Italians, but also worsened prisoners' health and social conditions. Consequently, several protests and prison riots sparked across the country. Inmates are especially vulnerable in the overcrowded penitentiaries. Further, as the crisis will affect the national employment rate, which is expected to reach 11.2% in 2020, ex-convicts will be more likely to be repeat offenders.
Society and ex-convicts themselves may see conviction as an indelible stain, but we strongly believe in second chances. And in order to provide them, we see in training and job integration opportunities for growth and self-realization for teenagers and young adults who have been convicted, with the certainty that their integration will lower their possibilities to be repeat offenders.
We also have an additional mission which incorporates need for a greener and more sustainable future, in which all stakeholders' interests are considered.
We have identified as the target group of our project former convicts and convicts that are able to leave the jail facilities under the provision of Article 21 of the Penitentiary Law.
Regeneration's beneficiaries will include this vulnerable group together with the community in which we will operate.
Regeneration's value proposition includes promoting the ex-convicts' employment, taking advantage of the Leges Muraglia, which grants taxes reduction to businesses and cooperatives hiring ex-convicts, and enhancing a abandoned area of Milan, safeguarding urban landscape, energy efficiency, and food safety.
After the pandemic, regeneration will gain even further importance due to its focus on marginal groups and environmental sustainability.
We chose the green job market because we see it as a big opportunity to implement transversal and interdependent collective goals. We want to reduce repeat offenders through the provision of job opportunities in the green field that nowadays is expanding and developing.
This is also why we chose the name Regeneration, to bring together the social and environmental sides of our idea. We also believe that integrating convicts in the agricultural field will further allow them to have a worthy and non-alienating profession. They will be able to work in this field and start their own business.
The project furthermore tackles the problems of climate change and greenhouse emissions. It aims at supporting local production and consumption with products coming from the vegetable gardens.
In designing our project, we have also considered the SDGs. By providing access to land and resources to the poor, quality education regarding sustainable practice, and decent work. We have also a certain regard for more collective SDGs, such as having sustainable cities and establishing partnerships for development.
But how can regeneration be entrepreneurial? We think of regeneration as a hub for innovation and collective value creation. For this purpose, it must be flexible in order to intercept business opportunities and to better collaborate with partners, considering both proactive and reactive partnership opportunities.
We first will give it a legal personality in order to be able to establish effective partnerships to intercept and dispose of resources and, most importantly, to hire ex-convicts. Also, we will at first provide training for our employees in order to make them able to adapt to different opportunities and to enable them to come up with innovative and effective ideas for future projects, thus diversifying the range of action of regeneration.
Finally, in order to be flexible, we intend to collaborate with both public and private sectors and therefore receive both public and private funding.
We started our project establishing partnerships. First of all, we contacted Professor Simonetta, who provided us with information about convict students studying at the University of Milan under Article 21, many of them studying agrarian sciences. Now we are in contact and working on building a partnership with Associazione Girasole, and we also contacted Consorzio Viale dei Mille.
Besides, we have already established a partnership with Orti di Via Padova. This organization will provide training in the agricultural field for convicts under Article 21 and will be placed for future co-funding events.
We're also working on developing the rooftop gardens project by establishing partnership with companies like Cheerfood or entities like Camera di Commercio and Comune di Milano. Some economic benefits of the rooftop gardens include the 30% save electricity power, increasing the property value, the protection from sunlight and UV rays, and they absorb the 89% on rainwater.
The next chapter will start with the following phases. During the first stage, Regeneration will operate as a voluntary association, starting to provide training and internships at Orti di Via Padova to 5 Article 21 convicts. We will also start working at the Rooftop Gardens project, mapping the flat rooftops and establishing partnerships with private and public entities. Besides, we will do marketing via organizing public events at Orti di Via Padova and at the University of Milan, and through social media and our website in order to increase the visibility of Regeneration for future collaborations.
Approaching the second stage, Regeneration will become a social entrepreneurship, able to employ 10 more ex-convicts. We will also start expanding by contacting farmhouses.
Finally, in the last phase, we will see a further expansion with 20 more ex-convicts involved and more farmhouses and rooftop gardens projects. We will also aim at expanding outside Milan and collaborating with job supply of other fields, such as Rivoluzionarti in Volterra.
Our main expenditure will be employees' salaries. Therefore, in order to guarantee an income flow stability to the workers, we intend to diversify our income sources, like rooftop gardens installation and maintenance, and work in urban farmhouses in Milan.
We also intend to apply to both public and private grant calls for application to receive funds in our project's field of action.
Our scalability starts from the modest scope of reintegrating 35 former convicts, but through the work of Regeneration, a whole community will start to enjoy the benefits of our activities.
We aim at expanding to several projects in Milan that can be then replicated in other parts of Italy. Finally, we intend to extend our activity also to other fields and to establish new collaborations, thus increasing our impact for an inclusive and just society.
In addition to Regeneration, Enactus UNIMI started a second project called Phoenix. It may come as a surprise to many, but the fashion industry is one of the dirtiest and least ethical. Studies show it is the second most polluting industry, an increasing source of CO2 emissions, and the second largest water consumer. It also uses harsh chemicals during production and exploitative labor practices in less developed countries.
Most fashion retailers and famous brands burn or put into landfill the unsold clothes of the season to keep image integrity. This creates a lot of waste. Italy is the worst country, in fact, in Europe for fashion waste per person.
Due to the COVID-19 crisis, this phenomenon will be exacerbated because many retailers are unable to sell their current stocks and collections.
The pandemic has also complicated the lives of workers in developing countries. Many companies are canceling orders and stopping payments, even when the work has already been done, taking no responsibility for the impact on workers.
Enactus UNIMI proposes a new concept of slow fashion with Phoenix to foster corporate social responsibility, environmentally friendly practices, social inclusion, and a reduction of risks. Like Phoenix, the mythological bird that rises from the ashes, we want to provide a sustainable, equitable renaissance of the fashion industry.
Phoenix was inspired by the sustainable buy now, build now business model. The revolution will not happen overnight. Traditional manufacturers need to adopt modern technology with additional capital and training, and retailers need to embrace a flexible model of on-demand manufacturing.
Increasingly eco-conscious consumers demand sustainable fashion even if it means paying more or waiting longer. Reduced waste and improved cash flow make sense up and down the fashion value chain and benefit the planet at large.
With the first phase, Phoenix commits to buy now, build now, by providing young designers with recycled, overstocked, and unsold materials to make unique, sustainable articles to be sold directly to customers online and in specialized boutique partners.
In phase 2, we want to create opportunities for survivors of domestic violence by offering educational courses to provide professional support and advice. These jobs can be in fashion design, tailoring, marketing, logistics, and other fields, depending on the area of their interest.
Since domestic abuse is often linked to economic, physical, and psychological violence, we believe that creating job opportunities for women and their families is instrumental to facilitate their exit from an abusive relationship and to start over with a new life.
We are now in the process of creating partnerships with women's associations such as Dire, Casa delle Donne of Milan, and Emma Onlus in Turin.
In phase 3, we will create an eco-label called Slow Fashion that will include environmental and social indicators aimed at promoting corporate social responsibility in each step of the production process, as well as slow fashion movement on social media. Moreover, we will offer eco-consulting services to improve established brand practices.
Our business plan comprises a scalable model. Phase 1 requires little investment because designers will use recycled and donated materials. Initial funding can come from grants from the City of Milan and the European Union Fund for Circular Economy.
The proceeds from Phase 1 will fund Phase 2 and the creation of training programs and internship positions for the survivors of domestic violence. As the program scales up, we will develop and deploy the eco-label and consulting services as well.
Phoenix will benefit the residents of Milan, especially survivors of domestic violence, young designers, and reduce the waste generated by major brands. It will support Italy and Europe in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, of which we have a direct impact on at least 6 goals and an indirect impact on another 5.
The team at Enactus UNIMI includes students from Italy, Russia, Nigeria, Iran, Ukraine, Pakistan, and the United States. With an innovative global vision for the future, we dream to make fashion industry more sustainable. We are Phoenix of Enactus UNIMI. Join us for the slow fashion revolution.